We are back. November 1st, first of the month. Goodf3llas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. 5A Will with me. How y'all feeling today, man? Happy November.
Yo, it's the Goodf3llas Podcast. He didn't say it, so I felt like I had to say it.
I'm switching it up.
We are back.
I'm switching it up.
Ray trying to switch it up a little too much, you know. So I felt like
Keep it original.
keep it original.
You know what I'm saying? Switch it up, you know? How y'all feeling?
I'm glad you didn't play Bone Thugs and Hunt. I'm gonna tell you that.
What's coming out?
Did you think about it?
Huh?
Oh, it's the first of the month.
It's the first of the month, yeah.
Did you think
I
about
played it when I woke up.
Did it make you feel any better?
Classic song.
Why you didn't play Mariah Carey?
All I want for Christmas is you. Yeah.
It's November 1st.
Yeah. You don't want anybody for Christmas?
I ain't want no smoke with, playing the actual lyrics.
No, it's a song. We're talking about instrumental.
I mean,
Everybody knows the song.
Is it too early to play Christmas music right now?
No.
Obviously, no. That's why we say.
I usually wait till after Thanksgiving. Y'all got y'all tree up right now?
Absolutely not.
I don't. I might put it up tonight.
Dang, that's early.
Yeah, well, lie again like that. lie again to the people like
No,
that.
I might put it up.
Tree rolling up tonight.
That's early.
We'll check back with you.
All right. I said maybe.
We'll check back with you.
I didn't say it. Guarantee.
All right. But, man, beautiful day.
This is not a beautiful day.
I mean, the sun's shining.
Man, you've been lying since the show started.
The sun's shining, ain't? Dog, I looked at my Facebook
Boy,
memories.
It is brisk outside.
My Facebook memories last year,
40
it was
degrees.
snowing.
It's 40 degrees.
It wasn't brisk outside.
And 20 mile an hour winds.
It is brisk outside.
My
right?
Facebook memories last year, it was snowing.
You know the iced tea? Brisk.
You know snow,
Brisk.
the white stuff, and I ain't talking cocaine. Snowing.
Nigga, it's brisk outside. It's
Look at this.
good day outside.
Look at this.
I know
What would
it
you
was
rather
snowing
have?
last year.
What would you rather have?
What would I rather have?
Snow or what we got right now?
75 and
Nah,
sunny.
snow or what we
You
got right
asked me
now.
what would I rather have?
Between the two choices.
75 and sunny.
You ain't getting that.
Still doesn't.
No, it's
matter.
actually supposed to be 70. Is it next weekend?
I don't know. I haven't looked that far in advance.
It should
Should.
though.
Yeah.
It might not make it to 70.
Yeah, it is. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 70 degrees.
Might be.
I don't know.
Might be next.
I mean, this is me and the Rona coming back.
It is back.
It ain't never left.
Oh.
It ain't going nowhere.
No. All right. Look at you. Health guru.
I mean, it's a virus. I mean,
I'm just saying.
with no cure.
T.I. said it's a cure. Did y'all see that interview?
No, not looking
The man
at
said,
T.I. for
the man said, this is what the man
medical
said,
advice.
and tell me who he sound like. T.I. said, when the virus gets in you, it attacks your throat. So he drinks tea 3 times a day. So when it attacks his throat, he feels by the time it gets to his stomach, the virus should be killed by building up his immune system.
Oh, Lord.
So he would rather do that than to walk around wearing masks. Who he sound like?
He lives in Atlanta, so
Who he sound like?
He sound like a damn president.
He sound like 45.
I mean, he lives in Atlanta. Have you seen the clips of people
Boy,
in
that
Atlanta?
mofo bust.
They ain't even close
Bust.
at all. You hear me?
Hey, listen.
He just had an album release party. It had at least 500 people in the building.
At 500.
500 people in the
That
building.
bitch was cracking.
Album was solid too, by the way.
Cracking.
Album was solid.
You
I
hear
will
me?
say.
Hey, listen. Cracking. From wall to wall. It was people in there.
Absolutely.
Your Pats winning?
No, they down 7, but they about to score.
About to go first.
Go again? How much time left?
10 minutes.
Long
10
time.
minutes. Long time.
So we're gonna kick it off with some baseball, man. LA sees another championship. Dodgers win 4-2. They won 3-1 in Game 6 over the Rays.
The Dodgers see another championship or the city of LA?
City of LA.
Okay.
Gotcha.
City of LA. I believe this is the first time since '88 that both, because LeBron had on the shirt. First time since '88, I believe, that both baseball and basketball teams have won.
Yeah, the Lakers won their last.
I believe it was.
What, it
Magic
be
won
86?
I
Magic.
think it was '88.
No, Magic won his last one, 88.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, thoughts on the series, man? We gonna get into some details, but overall thoughts on the World Series.
I think, first of all, congratulations to the Dodgers. They've been the favorite team all year.
For the last 3 years.
For the last 3 years, heavily favored. They're kind of like the people's champ besides the the People's Champ of the West, I should say. I don't know if they won it though. Like I felt like it was a poorly managed series, both sides, Dodgers and Rays. But we'll get into a little bit more of that later, I'm sure.
Y'all want to go right into that?
Poorly managed on both sides. Yeah, I would agree.
Y'all want to just get into that now before we dive into Justin Turner?
You don't have to. Give them some props. They won the World Series.
Let's give them props. But I mean,
first bubble. First MLB bubble.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Just bubble. Justin Turner. What inning was that he got pulled from the game?
The eighth
inning. He gets pulled from the game.
Really got pulled from the sixth. Really got pulled in the sixth.
No, it was the eighth.
No. He initially was told in the sixth that he had to leave. He went back into the game on his own accord in the seventh, and then they finally pulled him in the eighth.
So he ended up finding out he had COVID, right?
After they started winning.
Not only does that happen, the Dodgers win the World Series. He comes back onto the field and celebrates with his team. No mask.
He had a mask on.
Did he?
Yeah, he pulled it down.
He put it down. Okay. Touching the trophy.
Kissed his wife or his girl, whoever that lady was. He kissed somebody.
His tenderoni. Just awful, man. What the hell are you doing, dude?
No, that's him.
Everybody.
Hey, before you go on though, why did you just say tenderoni?
We don't know who the girl is.
We should listen to Bobby Brown or something. I mean,
you know that's his favorite.
Tenderoni?
What's wrong with that?
Worse.
You couldn't get a word better than that.
It could have been worse.
It could have been a side chick. I don't know.
See what I'm saying?
I would have ratted you have said
it could have been worse.
She's a tenderoni.
His wife? I don't know if it's his wife. What the name you want to give him?
His old lady, his girl.
Look. Tenderoni. He called his old lady like that.
I mean, that is better than tenderoni.
Might not have been his old lady.
Tenderoni?
I mean,
Go ahead. I just wanted to point that
out. Shout out to the Don't Be Cruel album. Shout out Bobby Brown, New Edition. But yeah, that's awful on both sides. When you testing positive for COVID, you know that.
Go ahead.
Like, to me, you know as a player, like, okay, I tested positive. Let me not put anybody else in jeopardy. And he goes back out there. And then they let him go back out there. Like, it was awful on both ends. It was a shit show. Congratulations, though.
Well, one that didn't let him, right? He went against the rules twice. He was supposed to leave the dugout when he first initially got it. He left for a split second, came back out there like he was a kindergarten student.
He came back up there.
And then had to be escorted by security to the back.
In the eighth inning.
I'm sure that wasn't an easy escort either. I'm sure he put up a little bit of a fight. Maybe not physically, but definitely some verbal words were probably said. And then I'm sure when the game was over, he was supposed to stay isolated, and there was bigger things that security had to do, so I'm sure they just left. So he really went against the rules twice. I'm pretty sure they told him, hey, this is your room, this is where you have to stay, you have to quarantine, isolate yourself until everybody probably left the stadium.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
At all.
It shows how little respect a lot of people have for other people. Not the virus. I don't care about the virus. But for other people. Like, just think about that. Like, you have a disease that not only can harm yourself, but harm others, children, elderly people. Like, it's a lot more to it. Like, and I get it, he's in the emotion of winning a World Series. Look, the city hasn't won one in, 32 years?
Since the 80s.
32 years. So I get it. Like, they've been close to getting it a few years. I 100% get it. But, like, at that point in time, like, you have to just be smarter. You just have to be a smarter human being. Like, and he wasn't. And not only is that inexcusable, I mean, a lot of people are going to look at the MLB and be like, hey, what did you do about this? But, like, himself, like, him as a human being, as a smart individual, has to know a little bit better. So, That's what I have to say about it.
Hey, Will.
Okay. Let's just all keep it a buck here, right? Did we really expect Justin Turner to stay in the back in a quarantine room after they just won a World Series, their third time being there in a row, right? Because they were there with the Astros, when the Astros were still in signs, they lost. They were there with the Red Sox, they lost. And then they were there this year.
Right.
So, are we, I just think, so to Five's point, I think the overall emotion of winning, right? Them actually getting over the hump and finally winning a World Series was not going to keep him back in that room, no matter what was going on, right? My issue that I have with it is the first test that he took, right? They say it came back inconclusive. He should have not been allowed to come to the stadium. Let's just call it spade a spade. If you test for corona, COVID, the virus, and your test results are inconclusive, you should not be allowed in the stadium, period. Now, they tested him again, and they allowed him in the stadium. I think in the second inning, that's when they reran the test or something like that, because the first one came back inconclusive. They reran the test in the second inning. So even if he's there, right, and you don't have the results back, which I don't understand how you don't have his results back out of everybody's results, but if you don't have the results back, and he's there already playing, and it comes back in the second inning, it's inconclusive. We have to rerun another sample, whatever the case may be. He should have been pulled from the game then. He wasn't. Five, you just said he was supposed to come out in the sixth, right? He didn't. It's quite strange that the eighth inning, when they finally get up, right? And now I think they just got an insurance run from Mookie Betts hitting a home run, right?
Yep.
Because he bats after Mookie.
Yep.
So Mookie hit the home run. He comes up to bat after Mookie. He gets out, however he got out. And then all of a sudden he's told he tested positive. He got to leave. At that point, bro, come on. All of that, whether he had it, didn't have it, whether it was true, a false positive, whatever, false negative, whatever the case may be.
Right.
At that point, everybody in the dugout, everybody in that game had been in close contact with him in some way, shape, form, or fashion, outside of the fans.
Yeah.
I think it was bad on baseball's part, right? And then, I'm just going to say it was bad on baseball's part. Now, the way he was celebrating, I think it was misjudgment on him. If you want to come out there and be with your teammates, stand in a photo, that's cool. But I think you have to understand, okay, I got this virus, I can't shake your hand, I can't hug you, I got to stand back. I'm coming out here for one reason only, to be in this photo op. I'm going to leave my mask up while in this photo op. I know it's going to be bad for pictures,
right?
But that's where we are right now, right? You got it, you want to be in a photo, we understand, we respect that. We're going to put your right hand in front, you know what I'm saying? Don't touch nobody. Keep your mask on. After you take this photo, you got to go. My thing is, you say, he was touching the trophy. He kissed the lady, he was shaking hands, he was doing it. He pulled, when they took the photo, he pulled his mask down. He pulled his mask down. You know what I'm saying? That part was reckless to me on Justin's part. But MLB, to me, dropped the ball from the start.
Should he be suspended for next year?
No. It's not his fault. It's their fault. It's baseball. And I'm going to say this. Baseball, you cannot punish a player for wanting to celebrate with his team. You have to just got to take whatever negative press you get, which is why we haven't heard anything else about it, right? They were supposed to test all the players. This could have delayed the Dodgers from going back to LA, We haven't heard anything about any of that since the World Series has been over. We ain't heard no test results from none of the other Dodgers players, staff members, none of that. We ain't heard none of that. The Dodgers might be at home right now in their bed. You get what I'm saying? Baseball dropped the ball. That's not just, Justin dropped it as far as celebrating, but baseball dropped the ball as far as him even being allowed to come in the stadium without 100% testing negative for the virus. So no, he should not be suspended.
I'll say he should get suspended for maybe a few games in the beginning of the season, but nothing like steep. I wouldn't say like 20 games or maybe 5 games or something like that. But
5 games?
Yeah, I mean, they told him he was supposed to leave in the 6th. Like, they told him, like, hey, your results came back positive. You have to leave. You can't leave, right, and then say, nobody's looking. I'm going to come back out here. I'm not going to tell my coach. I'm going to go back on the field. I'm going to play an extra inning, and then all of a sudden leave again. Like, that's irresponsible. I mean, anywhere else you would get in trouble for that. There should be no exception for baseball.
To your point, let me ask you this, Will. What if it comes back, this investigation, like, what if other Dodger players test positive for the virus? Or let's say Dodger players, someone in their family now, like, test positive for the virus.
Again,
now, would you say at that point he feels to be suspended?
No, I still think it's Major League Baseball's fault. Like, they allowed him to come to the stadium with an inconclusive test result. Inconclusive test result automatically should say stay home. Inconclusive should automatically say stay home.
To your point, we were in the bubble, NBA bubble. Wasn't it DeAndre Ayton had a similar situation? Didn't he have like a false positive?
False positive.
And they were waiting for his results, and he couldn't come to the stadium. But then, when the results came in, he was on his way.
That's fine.
Yeah. So
if Justin is sitting in the hotel and the results don't come back to the second inning and he's negative and he gets in the car, hurries up and gets there, and they put him on the field, I'm all for it. Cool.
Yes.
But inconclusive, stay home.
I agree.
I'm with that. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about the Rays manager, Kevin Cash. A lot of questionable decisions, a lot of bad decisions were made on his part that ultimately cost his team the World Series. Game 6, he's got Blake Snell on the mound, and Snell was having a fabulous game. He was having a fabulous game. He took him out in I believe it was the 6th inning. Snell went 5 1/3. He had 9 strikeouts, no walks, 73 pitches, 48 of them for strikes. Takes him out the game. It pretty much turned the whole game right there. And I want to get y'all thoughts on it because I know we spoke about it before about how analytics, I know we were talking about it with like basketball, how it's killing basketball. And good God, it's true. I mean, you look at baseball, they want to get you on these pitch counts. I mean, you look at Blake Snell, he hasn't pitched more than 5 innings. Oh my God. Like, the entire, since the season has started.
Well, the thing with him was, initially he opted out, so he didn't get like that 2-week training.
The training.
Yeah, training. Yeah, and then when the season started, he decided to opt in. So they were trying to be careful with him in the beginning. But this ain't the damn beginning.
This the end. End of the end.
This the marbles.
This is for all the marbles. Like,
this is what you play for.
You going from being a laughing stock to the
dude, the Dodgers themselves in the post-game interview said, we were so glad when they took him out. They was like, everybody stepped back and was like, man, I'm so glad they took him out. Like, everybody said that. Mookie himself, they interviewed Mookie right after the game. He said, we were so relieved when they took Snell out. Like, he let him off the hook over a base hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a double or triple. Runners wasn't in scoring position. It was over a base hit. And you know what? He had to have told him in the dugout before they went back out there, if you give up a hit, I'm taking you out. Yep. Because when he gave up the hit, the ball had barely gotten back to the infield. He was already walking out there. It was a straight line, straight shots. He was up the stairs already. The ball was getting thrown back to second base. and he was already up the second or third stair.
Awful, man.
It's just, man, it's crazy. Like,
I miss the days where like you allow pitchers to get out of jams, right? Like,
Yeah.
you like a pitcher actually got like, and this is okay. This is a knock that people have on Kershaw and the managers that have had Kershaw, and this is something that like I myself personally like am okay with. Like, pitchers get into trouble sometimes, right? But if you are my ace, if you're my go-to pitcher, if you're my number one guy, if you the one that you're the dominant starter in our rotation, you're a dominant pitcher in the game of baseball, right? I give you more leeway than I give anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you get in a jam, I want to see if you can get out of this jam, right? Because you got the stuff, right? You supposed to have the filthy slider and the curveball, so you can figure it out. I just need you to figure it out, right? Now sometimes with Kershaw they do that, and he ended up giving up 4, 5, 6, 7 runs, and it's like, oh shit, I
6 or
right.
7.
yeah, I
He
waited
actually
too late.
He actually did that this series.
He did, right? But it's like, I feel like even with Kershaw, I feel like, and I said this like, Kershaw would have to pitch well one game in order for them to win, right? He actually pitched well 2 games.
Just had that one bad inning.
He just had one bad inning, right? But he was able to overcome that one bad inning. Blake Snell gave up a single. And he didn't even get a chance to throw one pitch at the second batter. He didn't even, like the second dude, he wasn't even there to see the second dude walk up. Like, it's just like, okay, he gave up a single, like you said, he gave it up. The manager was already made his mind up. Yep, he gone. And then that was just like, I think the pitcher that came out, his first pitch was gone.
Yeah, was it a home run or was it
I think it was a home run.
The next batter?
Yeah.
It was Mookie.
Betts, he hit a double.
It was a double.
It was a double. Betts he had struck out twice swinging.
Let me.
So check this out. So check this out, right? Snell gives up a single. Mookie comes up to bat. Right? What was the score? There? It was 1-0.
It was 1-0.
It was 1-0. So Snell comes up, throws, gives up a single. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They pull him. Mookie comes up to bat. He hits a double. That double scores the run. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Even if Snell gives up that double, guess what? It's 1-1. We're back to a 0-0 ball game.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to a 0-0 ball game, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, even on the double, they didn't score yet.
Oh shit.
They didn't even score
That
yet.
was on second and third.
Yeah.
And then the single brought in 2 runs, correct?
It looks like Seager reached on the fielder's choice.
Correct. It was the field choice second base.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Reached on the fielder's choice. Betts ended up homering in the 8th.
And
No,
then
but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I too. Yeah.
So
But
even
Mookie
still,
ended up scoring 2 that inning. They
Yeah,
took the
he
lead.
did, yeah.
They took the lead.
so even still, right? Snell gives up a double. The next dude gives up. Snell gives up a single. The next dude gives up a double. Let's say Snell gives up that double. It's runners on second and third, no outs. You don't have trust in Snell that he can get out of that.
That's awful.
Over a guy who had been awful all year for them.
And 5. Let's talk about it. What did you say? The Dodgers struggle against,
Left-handed pitcher.
and Snell is a.
Left-handed pitcher.
And what did they bring in?
A right-handed pitcher.
Like, so this is why I say, like, analytics is killing baseball and basketball. Because the analytics would tell you, right, they struggle against left-handed. Why am I taking out a lefty to bring in a righty who they have a field day against?
Mookie Betts, they went back and looked at the numbers. Mookie was batting like 142, 152 versus left-handers. Like 290 versus right-handers. And you bring in a right-handed pitcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta know as a manager, man. You gotta know because I'm gonna say typically when you like left-handed hitters at the plate, you bring in a lefty, and vice versa. When it's a right-handed batter, you want to bring in a lefty. But if the guy like Betts, he's a right-hander. Typically, like I said, you want to bring in a lefty. But if he's struggling against lefties, you absolutely keep your left-hander in the game.
Or you bring, even if you take the lefty out, you bring in another one. bring in another one. Don't bring in somebody that like. So, who's the guy that gave the stat sheet or the analytical sheet that said to bring in this writing?
He did not. You could tell he did not negotiate with none of his pitching staff on that decision. That was his decision. You could tell anybody, because what obviously you know in coaching, right? What do assistant coaches have that head coaches don't, right? You have all the stats.
You got everything.
You got
the fouls.
You got timeouts.
Everything.
Like, they go for you to ask for that information.
Yeah.
How many timeouts do we got?
How many timeouts we got?
How many fouls does he have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, assistant coaches have that information. So I can guarantee you there was a pitching coach somewhere in that dugout that says, all right, Mookie struggles versus left-handers. And then the manager just goes out, does not negotiate any decision at all with his other staff, and goes out and make that decision.
The crazy part about it is they only had one guy warming up in the bullpen, and he was a righty.
So, and let me
He was a righty.
let me tell you about who they brought in. They brought in Nick Anderson, right? He had given up a run. Coming out of the bullpen. The last time he came in and didn't give up a run was the series against the Yankees, and it was October 6th. Ever since then, he's given up one run in every single appearance, and he's not a starter, so he's only in there for a short amount of time. So every, whether it's an inning and a third, whether it's not even a whole inning, he had been giving up at least one run. So not only do you bring in someone else, you bring in a guy that hasn't been shutting the door down on the other team. It's awful coaching. Like A. Will said, man, you have to let those pitchers pitch out of those, and that wasn't even a jam, but you have to let those pitchers get themselves out of innings sometimes.
Didi Gregorius had an interview, and he said that the Yankees use analytics to make their decision on whether or not they should re-sign him or not, right? And he said the difference between Aaron Boone and Joe Girardi is Boone leans more on analytics, and Joe leans more on the flow of the game. And I will forever say this: until sports get away from analytics, you're going to see a lot of bad, either
coaching.
Basketball. I'm not going to say coaching, because it's either going to be bad basketball or it's going to be bad baseball, right? Like, analytics can't run football. It can't. You just can't, right? But in those two sports, basketball and baseball, you have GMs and coaches that are in positions, and a lot of times, like owners and GMs, right, and coaches that are in positions that make these decisions based off of a stat. And the thing about stats is you can make stats look however you want it to look, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You can make a stat look however you want it to look, right? You can skew that number. And so the thing, like, I was telling y'all about the podcast with Earl Watson and how he was talking about when he was the coach of the Suns, and how the GM told him, like, they have to shoot 33s a game. And Earl's response to him was like, with who, right? Like, but that was an analytical decision. So he automatically knew, like, we gonna go play bad basketball because I have to do this. If I don't do this, then I'm getting fired. They gonna let me go. And so it's an unfair advantage to players and coaches when you have these GMs that say, you gotta play this way. You have to do this. It don't work.
It's terrible.
I don't know if you remember this, Five, as a White Sox fan, in 2005 when we played the Red Sox. El Duque, Orlando Hernandez. This was game 3 of that series.
Hey, dude.
White Sox the Red Sox had bases loaded. There were no outs. El Duque didn't start that game, though, but there were bases loaded, no outs. Guess what happened?
They left El Duque in.
El Duque is in the game, 3 outs. You get out there. Gotta trust your players.
Too bad he didn't pitch like that for the Yankees.
Come on, man.
You gotta trust the guys that you know have good stuff.
Don't hold that grudge on them.
I'm forever on the whole.
Like taking out Snell for Anderson, a guy who had been pitching terrible for five straight outings. Makes no sense.
That was
It makes no sense.
I didn't know.
You're bringing in one of cause be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Glasnow was their ace in the playoffs, but Snell is their real ace.
Yeah.
Like Snell is their
Snell,
like
that guy.
their ace.
Mm-hmm.
So you take your ace out for a guy who had been pitching awful for 5 straight outings. It makes no sense.
Well,
It doesn't. What type of sense does that make? That's like me saying, "Hey LeBron, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in J.R. Smith. We're gonna run this play for J.R. and for the game.
For
What-
game
what
one.
is that? What?
ooh, I just got mad thinking about that. Oh.
What sense does that make though?
None. And another move that a lot of folks feel doesn't make sense, since we're on not making sense, is my White Sox hired Tony La Russa. You know, I said we needed somebody with experience. I'm on record on that. I said it. And I still believe that.
Said it on the show actually.
I still believe that.
Got a lot of experience coming.
But good God. I mean, the more and more I thought about this hiring, I just don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
I just
as a
feel
White
like
Sox fan?
he's so old school, like, which actually might be a good thing in a way as how he might coach the game,
Do you think he
manage the game.
Do you think he can't change his style to adapt to the new school players?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm hopeful, because I gotta be as a White Sox fan, because he's our manager at this point.
Not really. You don't have to be hopeful.
I mean, but I don't.
You can be 100% honest.
I mean, I
with
said
yourself
no.
and what
I
you
mean,
think.
no. I think no. I
Don't
think
say
no.
hopeful then. Say no.
But as a fan,
Say yes or no.
But as a fan, I'm talking. I said no, but as a fan, I'm hoping I'm wrong, because you bring in this guy, and he's been on record saying he didn't agree with the protesting, with the kneeling, and he feel that guys should stay in the dugout when the anthems being played and things like that. Man, the star on your team is Tim Anderson. He's made it known, like a lot of these players have made it known, that they gonna for racial injustice, police brutality, they not for it. And you bring in a La Russa, like, that's a culture clash, man.
Jose Abreu's the star of the team.
Well, no, I'm
Go back.
this year, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, he probably should be MVP. But I mean, Anderson for the last couple years.
I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
Would you say that 2 years ago about Jose?
I would say he probably was on his way. Yes.
Yeah. But well, him and Anderson. Either way, we got a young team, and like
What'd you say? What you say they wear? What you say they wear a lot of?
Cubans, man.
What
The
they wear a lot
chains,
of?
man. A lot of jewelry, a lot of ice, a lot of drip, man. It's bro, like they up there with 4-5 chains on.
Little baby laugh. He's not gonna be a fan of that.
I mean, he gonna have to be.
Can he not change with the times though? I mean, he hasn't managed since 2011.
You
on
know,
record.
You know how you said when we talked about the Pelicans hiring Stan Van Gundy? It's
That's
kinda,
how you feel.
It's
Like
kind of
that's
similar.
how
Yeah,
I feel the same.
it's kind of similar.
I feel the same way. That's why I really wanted you to say, like, are you hopeful? No, you're not hopeful. You know it's not.
But as far as him managing,
it's not
I don't think he's gonna go with. I don't think he's gonna go with the analytics though. That's the only. I will say that I don't think he's one of them coaches that's gonna go with the analytics, because of
And I think that'll be good, but
I think that's the only thing that's gonna be good.
yeah. I mean, Cam Newton phoned the damn game away.
I know. I just saw that.
You know what? We'll wait till we get to football.
Phoned up the damn game.
We'll wait till we get to football.
In the red zone.
We'll wait till. Ooh, I got words. I got words.
Tony La Russa's not gonna work.
Damn.
But it's a possibility that it will, because he still has been somewhat around baseball.
Yeah.
Right. So he's hopefully seen how the times are changing, and I can't see him going into that meeting with the White Sox with the same thought process that he would have, say, in 2008. Right? Because you as a owner, you as a GM, like, you have to know, like, your player, right?
Yeah.
You have to know your audience. You got to know their styles, the way that they need to be handled. There's no way that La Russa could go in there and say the same things that he probably was saying in 2006, 8. even 10. Say those things in this interview today, 2020, with a stiff climate. This climate is stiff. You can't say the wrong thing and be looked at the same way ever again.
Cancel culture is real.
It is real. It really is.
Okay, let me ask y'all this question. Let's just get real. Who's in the interview room with coaches when they're being interviewed?
The GM,
GM,
owners, no players.
There you go. Ain't no players in that. So, if Tony La Russa walks in there, right, and he's saying how he felt 10 years ago. I'm just going to go 22. He's saying how he felt 10 years ago. And the GM and the owner feels the exact same way that he feels. They on the same page. Why wouldn't they hire him? They're not asking the players. The players ain't sitting in the room. Excuse me. Because the GMs and owners going to look at the players and say, this is the coach, I got to play for him. If not, we're going to trade you. We're going to release you. Right? You can go somewhere else. It's my team. You know what I'm saying? It's my team. Y'all going to do what I say. So, like, I wouldn't rule out that Tony didn't go in there saying the same thing he been saying. He may feel the exact same way that he feel. Because one thing we don't know, or y'all don't know, right, being Sox fans, is how the owner and or the GM feels about what's going on in today's climate as far as sports is concerned. Right?
I agree.
We know that the White Sox players have said how they feel and what they want to do and, you know, things of that nature. And maybe Renteria, that was his name? Renteria. Maybe he was okay with that, right? And he gave his players that freedom. What if the owners didn't like that? What if the owner didn't like that? What if the GM didn't like that? And that's the reason why they got rid of him. But they're not going to say that, right? They're going to say, like, oh, he poorly managed the bullpen, blah, blah, blah. You know, he got us as far as we can go. We need a new voice. We need, you know, more, you know, experience, so on and so forth.
So I'll say this. So I agree. There were no players in there. But do you think ownership is going to value an experienced coach over star players that are in their mid-20s? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen it before. But are they going to value their young stars or their new experienced manager who's probably not going to manage that long, to be honest with you? Like, Tony Russo's that old. He's a win now manager. He's not.
Facts.
They're not hiring him to get the team ready to win in 4 years.
He's 76 years old.
Yeah, he is the manager to win in 1, 2, possibly 3 years. That's it.
So, yes, I'm going to say yes to answer your question. But I'm going to answer it this way. Look at the Astros, right? The Astros fired their coach, A.J. Hinch, after all that came out about signs stealing and the buzzes and all that. Who did the Astros hire as their manager? Dusty Baker, right? Who is probably as old as Tony, you know, maybe, right? Give or take, you know, a couple years. But what is Dusty also known for? Dealing with a lot of media attention, like, you know, scandals, right? Because Dusty was the manager for who?
Cubs.
Barry Bonds.
Right.
During the steroid era, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's dealt, like, they were preparing themselves for a lot of media attention, right? A lot of backlash, a lot of, you know, hatred from the fans, right? Dusty is a winner, right? But we need somebody who can come in and keep this locker room together. We need somebody who can come in and you know, kill that outside noise. Rally everybody together. Let's use this as motivation to be good, right? The Astros made the playoffs, right? The Astros were successful in the playoffs to a certain extent, right?
Very starting. They were a game away from being in the World Series.
Okay. So you get you get what I'm saying? Like, Dusty was a perfect guy for that. Mm-hmm. To your point, you're saying the Sox are kind of in win now mode, right? All I need you to do, Tony, is to come in and get these guys over the hump, right? You got maybe I don't know what his contract is, but maybe in the back of their mind they're saying you only got 2 years, right? Am I gonna sacrifice Moncada, Anderson, Abreu, for 2 years? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. But if Tony comes in 1 year and we lose, I can get rid of Tony, right? I bye. Let me bring somebody else in, cause you're here for one thing and one thing. We made the playoffs. We've improved steadily every year, right? Mm-hmm. We just made the playoffs. We played well in the playoffs, right? We are poor management away from going to the division series, right? And who knows what happens once we get to the DS, mm-hmm. right? So, and Manfred has already came out and said he's probably going to have the playoffs the same way it mm-hmm. was this year, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe we get a shot to make the playoffs next year. We got an experienced coach getting us there. As long as there's no internal conflict, as long as there's not a lot of noise, right? As far as what's going on, like what Tony doesn't like, we're okay. But if it is, then okay, we gotta let Tony go.
So I saw this tweet.
I will say this though.
Go ahead.
Dusty ain't the manager of the Astros anymore. They actually just hired AJ again.
I thought he went to the Tigers.
No, yeah, he's on the Tigers.
No, I thought he was with the Astros.
Nah.
No, I think
AJ just got hired by the Tigers.
Tigers? Okay.
I think he's on the Tigers.
I'm gonna say this. I just saw a tweet that said somebody said, I can't imagine Tony La Russa having an issue with Tim Anderson bat flips when he managed the flashiest and most electric player of all time, a Hall of Famer who spoke in the third person and invented the baseball swag, and Ricky Henderson. Interesting take.
Yeah, that's
actually interesting comparison.
Yeah. So like I said, I will remain hopeful.
I'm not saying Tim Anderson is Ricky Henderson,
but we see what So
I think it could work. I think it could work.
I want to go right into NFL. I want to dive right into that right now.
Got some scores out here too.
Cam Newton fumbled the game.
I want to start off with that since you brought it up.
Fumbled the game. They in the red zone, down 3, fumbled the game.
I'm gonna say this, man. It's just been speaking with a couple of my guys about this, man. Like it looks good in the offseason. All of us, I think we can agree, we wanted to see Cam Newton get another chance, right?
Yeah.
And, it looks good on Instagram. It looks good on social media. He's working out. He's going hard in the gym. He's talking about how dedicated he is. He's talking about how focused he is. It looks great, don't it?
Yeah.
It's great for retweets. You're double tapping. He's getting the likes. But come on, man. Like, Cam Newton ain't been Cam Newton for how many years?
So I'm going to say this. I don't think it's that Cam is injured. I think...
Right. No.
So I was saying this, right? Like, I had this conversation yesterday, right? Should the Patriots have kept Brady another year, right? Hindsight is 20/20. Everybody will say yes, right? Because the Patriots are now 2-5. Brady over in Tampa, they're 5-2. Probably gonna be 6-2 come Monday because they play the Giants. So yes, it's the right thing to do, right? But let's keep everything in perspective. They had no offseason, right? Cam really legit had no offseason. So everything he's kind of doing is on the fly, right? Everything they're doing is kind of like, and the Patriots are known for instilling, new offenses and defenses week by week by week. But it's easy to do when you have somebody that's been there for 20 years and has been in this system. They know the offense, they know the players, all of that. Cam is learning everything brand new. Some of this comes down to, and I'll say this, right? Some of this comes down to just flat out football intelligence, right? Football intelligence. The way he fumbled the ball, bro, it's 40-something seconds left in the game. You're running the ball, you're down 3, you're in the red zone. You feel somebody coming next to you, you either hold on to that ball tight. You're running the ball, right? This is a flat-out run play. You either hold on to that ball tight with 2 hands or you get down. He running with 1 hand just loosely, like, Sunday, and it just gets punched out. Boop. Game. It just gets, like, that's football intelligence, bro.
Look, what was the Patriots record last year? Was it 12-4, 11-5?
One of the two.
One of the two.
I think 12-4.
I
I believe
mean,
they were 12-4.
I think
you're
12-4.
right.
I didn't have high expectations for the Patriots this year. Like, you lose Tom Brady. He's been in your system for 20 years. People consider him the GOAT. Like, and then you bring in Cam Newton, like, who hasn't been himself. Like, the last time we seen Cam Newton have a dominant year was the year he won MVP and they went to the Super Bowl.
But I will say this, though. I agree with what you just said. But they weren't winning games just because of Tom Brady last year.
No.
Right,
They had record-setting defensive numbers last year.
Yeah, Brady, to Brady's standards, he had a down year last year.
I would agree.
And just Cam Newton's just like he's not that, like, he's right now,
Can't say it.
he ain't that damn good.
Just say it. Don't fight it.
As
Just say it.
above average at best on maybe a few weeks out of the year, like. And you got to think the Patriots, like I've always said, you lose Gronk. If Edelman is your best weapon, you're gonna struggle.
Yes.
And he's not that type of quarterback. Like, he ain't the guy. And so people had put, like, when I saw people talking about like it was like these expectations with Cam Newton, I'm like, dog, like, they had Tom Brady last year.
Well, see, that's
Like-
because everybody, like, it's always, so you got to remember this, right? It's always in New England, it was the coach versus the player, right? Did Belichick make Brady successful? Did Brady make Belichick successful, right? And to me, like, that took away from just the appreciation of the dynasty that they had, right? Just the 20 years that they played and coached together for each other, like, trying to say, like, oh, you could take any quarterback and just plug him in. No.
Yeah.
That shit ain't, it's not that simple, bro. It's like, no, it don't happen like that. If it like Cam, and I don't think Cam is as bad as y'all think he is. But I will say this, like, when I look at the Carolina teams, like, okay, look at the year Cam won the Super Bowl. I mean, not won the Super Bowl, but they made the Super Bowl, right? They had 2 stud running backs, along with Cam Newton, right? I can't name you a receiver that was on that team. Now, they did have Greg Olsen as a tight
Was
end.
Steve Smith on that team?
Yeah, I don't know.
Steve Smith might have still been on that team. I'm not 100% sure.
That I
And
don't
if
know.
he was, it was the end of his career.
So, like, I mean, okay, so even if you say Steve Smith, Greg Olsen, and they still had 2 stud running backs that year, along with Cam, that's a matchup kind of like nightmare, right? And I agree with you. The Patriots lost Gronk. They never replaced him at the tight end position, right? Their running backs are. I'm a Patriot. I hate Rex Burkhead. I hate him with a passion. I hate him. But what do? They run Rex out there. Damian Harris, who's a second-year player, but didn't play at all this rookie year, really. Sony Michel, who stays hurt, right? And then when you look at their receiving core, it's just Edelman, who's a slot receiver. N'Keal Harry stays hurt, right? Jacoby doesn't get enough touches or shine or whatever, field time, whatever, right? Who's your receiver that goes and that gets separation outside of Edelman? Because good teams are going to do one thing. Edelman go in the slot, we just going to bracket him. Right? We're going to make somebody on the outside beat us one-on-one. Well, you might have that guy in N'Keal here, but he doesn't stay healthy good enough. So I've said this for years. The Patriots should trade for a receiver. You know, A.J. Green is right over there in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You know? He's right over there in Cincinnati. Shit, he better than Jacoby Myers.
So
He's better than Gunnar Olszewski.
I agree with you, but let me ask you this question.
Well, hey, listen. Odell was over there in New York. And I know you tried to trade Gronk for Odell and it didn't work, but he was still over there in New York. You could have gave up something.
Now, who?
Guess what? Julio over there in Atlanta, he ain't winning sugar honey iced tea.
Can you see a receiver wanting to come play with Cam Newton at this point in his career?
I would say yeah. I was like, and the reason I'm saying yeah is because, like, a lot of these receivers now, they're not. We ain't talking about Randy Moss and T.O. and Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice. We're not talking about them type of receivers. A lot of these receivers now, they're fast, they're shifty. You know, like they're catching balls 10, 15 yards deep, maybe 20 at the most, and then they're taking it, right? They may catch a 5-yard slant or a 5-yard out, out and up, and take it somewhere. We not talking about those stretch the field receivers like DK Metcalf, DK Julio, right? Those might be the, off the top of my head, just thinking right now, those are the stretch the field receivers. Maybe Michael Thomas might be in that group towards the bottom half, right? Because Michael Thomas to me is a possession receiver, but
no, absolutely.
You know, like,
gotcha.
But like the stretch the field guys, like we are accustomed to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This now it's not that. They want you to get off the line real quick, boop, hit it, now just go and run. Give you some open field, run, right? You pick up the rest of the yard. So you're not asking Cam to throw deep balls anymore. So hell yeah, I think he could do it. But it's your willingness to. It's two things, right? Your willingness to pay, right, and also your willingness to take a chance. Like when they took a chance, when the Patriots took a chance on Randy Moss was kind of almost written out of the league. Everybody forgets that.
Terrible year with the Titans.
No, yeah, it was Oakland. He was in Oakland before.
Oakland?
Yes, he was in Oakland.
It was with the Titans after.
Yes, he was in Minnesota.
Ew.
He was in. Think everybody forgets that. He was in Minnesota. He got traded from Minnesota to Oakland.
Yeah.
He was in Oakland, and he was being blown out the league.
But they tried it last year with Antonio Brown.
No, they didn't. They gave Antonio 1 week. He came in there, he balled out. All that stuff came out. They let him go fast, and they let him go. They dropped him so fast. Like
they tried. I said they tried.
They didn't try.
They tried.
They borrowed him.
They tried.
They borrowed him.
They tried.
You know why
they told him to stay out of trouble.
No,
they told him,
he didn't do nothing.
And trouble came.
It didn't come. That was old trouble.
Trouble finds you. They tell you trouble finds you.
It does. Your past always comes up, right?
Trouble finds you.
But then, and I'm gonna be honest with you on that. My opinion on that, right? They only did that to appease Brady, right? Because Brady liked Antonio. Antonio liked Brady. So you bring him in.
Right back with him now.
Right.
So is the Bucks doing that?
Hell yeah.
To appease Brady?
You heard what Bruce Arians said in the summertime?
They said he was not bringing him. They said he was not bringing him in.
Hey, guess what?
Absolutely said it.
Guess what? And Chris Godwin stayed hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Chris Godwin stayed hurt.
I said the Godwin injury probably was the blessing that they needed.
No,
to
that is the blessing was O.J. Howard tearing his Achilles.
That's who?
That's the blessing. Because Gronk wasn't looking good.
Yeah.
O.J. Howard tears his Achilles. Chris Godwin stays hurt. Who's your other receiver, right? Oh, we need somebody. This man, Chris Godwin, been hurt every week.
Yep.
Every other week, shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody. Go get the guy that Brady likes.
So I would say with the Patriots, I would say it's a combination of everything y'all just said. Cam Newton is not that good. All right. I literally said, let me read my tweet. Let me read my tweet.
Let
me read my tweet.
He's better than 65% of the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Let me read my tweet.
Top 10.
I'm not saying that. He top 15 though.
You guys stretch too.
Well,
I said,
fine. I'm stretching.
I remember when y'all told me that Cam Newton was going to have an MVP-like season over some motivational workouts.
Man, I'm telling you. It was... Ooh.
Who said that? Who said that?
Remember he had the workout video?
I know that.
He was playing the gospel music, and that was like, oh my God, he playing gospel music. He really finna go.
Oh, he's back.
What the hell they got? Man.
He's back. He with the Patriots. They gonna be a problem.
Sip this tea.
Man, Cam Newton, his entire career has only had 3 winning seasons as an NFL quarterback.
That is very true.
3 winning seasons as an NFL quarterback. And his style just doesn't fit what the NFL is about anymore, right?
I disagree.
Hold on. Hear me out. So you just said about his running style, right?
Right.
You run it, you tuck it,
Yeah.
you fall to the ground.
Yeah.
We all know Cam Newton
Ain't slide.
is not sliding.
Yeah.
He's not sliding. He has real pride in himself as being just as big as any linebacker or defensive back that is coming up to tackle him, that he's going to stay up, stay strong, and square his shoulders and win the battle, right? So I think now, like, these defenders and these linebackers, like, they're just as strong as him, right? He's older, right? He's just a little bit more aged. Like, and you're just not gonna win those battles anymore. Not with these type of athletic defenders that we see on the opposite side of the ball. Now, I will say, they haven't done a great job of putting talent around, right? I'm going to continue to have people look at the GM situation, right? And don't just single out the quarterback. Don't just say, oh, it's the quarterback. We only scored 9 points today. It's the quarterback. No, it's not. Like, you're going to continue to have those low-scoring games if you don't have the talent on the offensive side of the football. Like another team who didn't score an offensive touchdown last week, but that's a different story. But anyway,
I don't care if we had Jesus.
We're not going
if
back.
Nagy calling the plays,
We're not going back.
Shit.
I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm not going to that. No, not today.
No, we're about to talk about it. We're
Not
in the NFL.
But what I'm saying is they haven't done a great job of surrounding him with talent, right?
Absolutely.
So they need to, like you said, they need to take a chance.
You got
right? And then one thing that we like to talk about, right, with these record-setting, turnover, king defenses, right?
Yeah.
That year, the next year, right, what's always going to happen, Will?
They regress.
They regress, right?
Now, I'm going to say this. With the Patriots, they regress. I believe they regress because they do have like 6 to 8 players that opted out.
They do.
And they're like, you talking about Patrick Chung, you talking about Dante Hightower.
Did Gilmore miss a game?
Didn't
Gilmore
one of them
missed
have
today.
COVID?
No.
Nobody on their defensive side has missed the game due to COVID yet?
Well, Gilmore. But he didn't miss a game because that was the bye week that they had. But Gilmore missed today's game. But I still think, I know they had like some key pieces on their, like Chung and Hightower are, Chung is a safety, Hightower is your linebacker.
Yeah.
That's hard to replace, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those two are hard. That, like, Chung played in the Super Bowl with a broke arm. One year they won it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree with you, Five, right? The defense
They were going to
regress. They were going to regress,
anyways.
but the regression is like
Personnel issues.
it's astronomical now because it's like they don't have everybody that they had last year.
And that division is catching up.
I don't think that. I look. Buffalo was
say
good. Buffalo was good last year.
Buffalo has continued to add pieces around Allen, right? The Diggs signing, we talked about Minnesota not being as good
That was huge.
because Diggs is not there. And then you add a guy
That was huge.
to a team that was already up and coming.
Yeah.
And to me, they still can. They still need some pieces
Oh,
where
yeah,
they can
definitely
get
need that.
way better, right? I like Singletary, but they could upgrade at the running back position.
They can get another receiver.
They can get another receiver. The Dolphins are coming. I know y'all hate saying that, but the Dolphins are coming. They have been very good on the defensive side of the ball this year, and they're starting tour today.
They win.
I think they're still winning, if I'm not mistaken.
Who they playing?
They're playing the Rams.
Oh, they still win.
They up 11. Oh, they're about to win.
Yeah, they're about to win. 232. So the Dolphins are about to win again. So the Dolphins are continuing to get good, and they're making strides. That division is catching up.
The Dolphins got one of New England's key pieces from last year, Cal Van Noy.
Yeah.
Like, look, Jamie Collins was on the defense last year. He's in Detroit. Cal Van Noy was on the Patriots defense last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Miami. Hightower is on the opt-out list. Chung is on the opt-out list. Come on, that's big. That's huge. Those are 4 key pieces on your defense last year that are no longer with your team right now.
I agree.
And you trying to replace them with rookies and second-year players.
Trevor Lawrence is coming next year. We all know the Jets gonna have perfect.
Oh, if Trevor see the Jets down there, he gonna go right back to college.
Oh, he's going.
He going.
Dabo
right
said
here.
he going.
He's
leaving.
Hey,
He's
you know what
gonna
Dabo
force him
also
out.
said?
What?
You know what Dabo also said? He said, I thought Christian Wilkinson was gonna leave, and he ended up coming back for his 10 years. So he said he ain't ruling it out. He said Trevor should go, but he ain't ruling it out.
Trevor is going. Absolutely.
Trevor ain't going. Is Trevor going?
He's just called COVID too. Absolutely.
Let me ask you this: Trevor gonna pull the Eli Manning?
Possible.
Yeah. Could
Possible.
Be.
Not
Could
want to
be.
play for them. I would see it. I wouldn't be mad at him.
And
Team's awful.
And if he does that, you know what's gonna happen.
Is the team off or is the coach off?
Both.
Okay, well I think it's the coach.
It's a shit
Both.
show.
I think it's the coach.
Darnold terrible. I was never a fan of that.
I don't have an issue with Sam Darnold.
They just traded their best running back.
Well, he didn't want to be there.
And why didn't he want to be there? Because they were awful. He should have signed there in the first place. I said that when he first signed.
We said that on the podcast. We said the Jets are still gonna be the Jets. They're gonna be awful.
Yeah, he just wanted the money.
Yeah, the Jets.
He only did it for the money at that point.
If it ain't about the money,
they wide receivers.
See what you did there.
They wide receivers can't stay healthy.
They awful.
Who the hell wants to play for the Jets?
Yeah, man, this is gonna be. Hey,
they give me $30 million. I go play for them. Yeah, I'm gonna be hurt after week 1, but I'm
hurt.
Yeah, so I mean, let's talk about surprises. Not surprises. MVP candidates so far. Who y'all got?
My cousin. It's my cousin. Last name Wilson. His daddy last name Wilson. My last name Wilson. That's my cousin. Twice removed on my grandfather's side.
Russell Wilson. Who else y'all got, man?
It's definitely his to lose.
Ben Roethlisberger. They winning right now.
They are about to win.
Ben Roethlisberger. And I don't like Big Ben, but I'm going to give him his credit.
For the Ravens.
The Ravens got the ball.
2nd and 10 at the Pittsburgh 23 with 8 seconds left.
Can Lamar throw a touchdown?
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm saying, do you think?
I think he's going to?
Do you think he got the
Steelers won?
No,
they won.
Steelers won.
Yeah.
Steelers are 7-0 in that division.
They only lost
7-0. They haven't lost. They're undefeated.
Oh, they are. They are the only undefeated team.
They are undefeated. Does Big Ben deserve more love?
Hell yeah,
they've been.
But I don't
the
like
conditions in this game were awful too. It was raining. They had 20-mile-an-hour winds, and they still won this game.
I don't like Big Ben, but he deserves.
He's been doing a great job. I don't think his. Let me look at his numbers.
His number this game was not that good.
I mean, but no, I feel like he's been doing a great job of managing the games.
The conditions just were terrible in this game.
Cause like let's see.
He had 3 interceptions last week, but besides that, he's been terrific.
He went 3 games. Well, I think he got 1 pick outside of the 3 interceptions. 1 pick? So he's been doing a good job of taking care of the ball.
I would say he's the dark horse right now.
And the defense has been awesome.
So okay? Is he the dark horse because nobody is talking about him, or is he the dark horse because they are
undefeated?
No, because there are 3 quarterbacks that are just flat out playing better than him.
I will say. I can't.
Would you take him over Mahomes in the MVP race?
Hell
right
yeah.
Now?
I know y'all would, but hell yeah, I would.
Because they're undefeated, or because his numbers?
No, he's been playing.
I know, but I'm saying his as far as MVP numbers,
like
Roethlisberger doesn't have MVP numbers though.
Mahomes has played a couple teams that you just look at them and be like, y'all should be beating the shit out of them.
Like today.
But they've been beating the shit out of them, so it's like.
Like today, he probably had his best game of the year today, as he should have.
They played the Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
The Jets. They beat the Broncos and Snow last week. They annihilated them. It wasn't even close. Yeah. But they had some. They
struggled against the Chargers.
Yeah, but so did Brady.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm just comparing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so right now, I would say Russell Wilson, then Big Ben, right, and then maybe Brady, maybe Mahomes. I don't know. So I'll give y'all the toss up.
I'm gonna say this: Mahomes has 16 touchdowns and 1 interception this year. He's done an awesome job of just because they've been able to run the ball.
But think like okay, so
and they played Houston. They played the Chargers. He didn't throw the ball. He didn't throw the ball away against the Chargers.
They was gonna be Houston. We knew that.
But I'm saying when they played the Chargers, he didn't throw the ball away. I mean, he didn't throw a pick.
Right.
They won that game in overtime. They played Baltimore. He threw for 4 touchdowns against the reigning MVP, 385 yards.
That's a game he had to.
They played New England. He throws for 2 touchdowns, 236, no turnovers. Then they played against Vegas. They lose. He throws for 340, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And then after that, they beat Buffalo. Throws for 2 touchdowns, 225 yards. They go and kill Denver. He only throws for 200 yards, 1 touchdown. And then this week he throws for 5 touchdowns.
So let's look at that schedule, right? They play New England, Buffalo, the Chargers, the Texans,
Raiders.
the Ravens, the Raiders.
That's the only loss of the year.
So, out of those teams, we probably say the Bills, the Ravens, and
Smashed the Ravens too.
no, but I'm saying the Bills and the Ravens were and the the Patriots, right? Were probably their 3 toughest games.
And the Raiders.
Well, in hindsight,
Well, because they lost to the Raiders, bro.
I mean, the Raiders have been good this
looking
year.
at the Patriots though.
Nah, but Cam didn't play that game.
No, I agree, but just hindsight, it just doesn't look like.
And they barely won that game.
Doesn't look like an impressive win. That ain't barely win.
Yes, they did.
Like 21-10.
No, listen, Brian Hoyer fucking stinks.
They
Okay,
didn't barely win though.
bro, they should have been. They Brian Hoyer stinks. He turned the ball over. He made bad mistakes. He made bad decisions. 2 red zone trips in a row.
I guarantee you. I watched the game. We all watched the game together. Actually, we was all tweeting, texting, and tweeting about the game. But that, in hindsight, doesn't look like a good win. That looks like just as bad a win as the damn Chargers.
I mean,
fucking stinks.
But yeah, I mean,
Roethlisberger's numbers are pretty trash when you talk about receiving, but he does have
receiving. He's not. You mean like passing?
Okay. Sorry, but he does have 13 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
That's not bad. Brady only got 14 and 4.
Mahomes 16 and 1.
I get that.
Wilson is 22 and 6.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when you start to look at that's why I was going at. If you look at the level of competition, right? If you take everything even across the board, you look at level of competition, right? And like Five said, either this past week or the week before, the week before, he said, like, Russ got to do everything for them to win.
Oh, yeah. That defense is awful.
Yeah. He got to do everything, right? So, like, even the game last week when they lost to the Cardinals, like, he had to do everything.
He's got to do it perfect.
Right?
He got some help from the defense, actually, Dak. Because, from Metcalf and the defense, actually, because when they got that, what was it, a pick? That was an interception.
Oh, when
that should have been a pick 6.
Oh, yeah.
It should have been a pick 6, and not only did Metcalf catch him,
but the defense
actually held to a field goal.
Yeah,
so I mean, they should have actually lost the game in regulation. They shouldn't even went to overtime.
Let's look at it.
But he did get some help from the defense that game. But he also jagged the game too. He had 2 late turnovers.
So I'm looking at Ben's numbers, and the Steelers have played a lot of the similar opponents that the Chiefs have.
I understand that. That's why I was saying if we so my question was, is Ben a dark horse because he's not playing as good at my question was, is Ben a dark horse because there are 3 quarterbacks that are flat out better than him, or is Ben a dark horse for a different reason? Because we're not talking about it.
I just don't think people thought the Steelers would be this good.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I'm at. Because I'm not saying his numbers are there, but they're 7-0, so we got to give him some type of credit, right? And he's the quarterback. He got 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's playing just as well as Brady, Mahomes, and Russell Wilson, right?
And Rodgers.
And Aaron Rodgers. You got to put Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Did they win today?
They lost.
So now he has 2 losses.
Yeah, so he's probably a little bit back. He's probably back in that Josh Allen kind of tier right now.
We got Josh Allen in that MVP conversation. Somebody said Ryan Tannehill. Speak on your boy.
Yes, Ryan Tannehill, and that is not looking good today.
Okay, so
Tannehill, yeah, they
I would say
lost. That was a bad loss.
Josh Allen, and Aaron Rodgers are like in the same tier as
you
far as the MVP.
Okay.
Rodgers has 17 touchdowns, 2 picks. Tannehill's got
Rodgers never throws. Let me tell you my pet peeve with Aaron Rodgers. He never throws unless it is a good throw.
How is that a pet peeve, though?
Because he doesn't take chances. He takes 0 chances. 0. None.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Tannehill's got 3 interceptions this year.
You don't like that Phillip Rivers takes a couple chances every now and then? Come on.
Wrong. You know I hate Phillip Rivers. We won today, actually.
Good. You gonna start giving my boy some credit.
41-21, actually.
Give my boy some credit.
Defense played great today.
How many touchdowns Phillip had?
2. Defense had 2.
3.
3.
Who had 3? Phillip? Give my boy some credit.
And the defense had
Give my boy some
defense
credit.
had a touchdown.
Give my boy some credit.
Phillip Rivers had been decent. But what so Phillip Rivers be in the conversation? Nobody had the Colts where they're at right now.
I'm not mad at it. What's Phillip numbers looking like?
Awful.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers. No, I'm not even about to look at that.
He was like 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions before today.
Yeah.
So he's probably 10-6 now.
Nah.
10-6.
Nah. But
the team look good, but he don't.
I would absolutely say Russell is like we've been saying, it's his to lose this year.
So let me ask this: do they have to be the number 1 seed in order for him to win? Do they have to be the number 1 seed in the NFC for him to win MVP?
In realistic terms, yes. I wouldn't say number 1 seed, but I would say like he has to win the division.
They got to be top 2.
They got to win the division.
So remember,
top 3.
But remember, you can there's only one bye this year in football.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The top seed is the only seed that gets a bye.
Mm-hmm.
So does he have to secure the bye?
No.
No.
I don't think
So
so.
if the Bucks end up with the number 1 seed, does Brady win MVP? If Tampa Bay gets the bye and the Seahawks finish in 3rd, does Brady get MVP? If the Chiefs finish with, so I'm gonna give y'all another scenario. If the Chiefs finish with a better record than the Seahawks, does Mahomes get
probably what happened?
Does Mahomes get the MVP?
Woo!
That's tough.
It's gonna be that's tough.
It also matter what the numbers still look like.
Yeah, because I feel like Mahomes this year is like the year he won MVP was because he was like breaking all these records.
I get
right?
what you're saying.
It's like this year, he's playing turnover-free football and still putting up touchdowns. So
is that not good?
No, it's great.
But
it's great.
I also think the expectations for the regular season for them are not as high, right? Like they don't. I feel like it's almost
it's
like
hard for him to exceed the expectations this year.
So put it in like terms of another sport. I feel like you had the 73-9 Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then they got to the championship. They lost the championship, and then they come in next year, and it's like we don't even want to even touch 73.
Yeah.
We don't even want to touch 73.
We just want to win a championship.
We just want to win the championship. We want to do what we need to do to continue to build. And I feel like that's what the Chiefs are doing now, right?
Okay.
They won a championship, right? They put up these record-setting numbers, and then now they're just trying to just build, keep building, stay healthy, keep building, and then when we get there, and then we just make a run for it and we try to get another one.
I will say, with the Seahawks though, they can't go on a losing streak.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
like if they don't, do they have to in order? So last year, right, we talked about Russell and Lamar, and I said whichever team finishes with the better record, I feel like that's the person who gonna win MVP. And now listen, y'all gonna hear me say this, and I've been saying this since last year. Russell Wilson deserves the MVP, right? But I personally believe if the Seahawks do not finish with the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, he will not win MVP.
So I just looked at their schedule. Their schedule is not friendly.
That's why I say
they playing the 49ers today. They play at Buffalo next week, at the Rams. They play the Cardinals again. Turn around and play at Philly, which sounds like an easy game, but Philly is they pesky. They're like that pesky team who still has a chance of winning their division. So of course they're going to continue to play hard. They got a little soft spot. They play the Giants, the Jets, and the Redskins, the Washington football team. And then they finish off the season with the Rams and the 49ers.
Whew.
So I mean,
it's gonna be tough.
They gotta continue to win games. They gotta continue to win these games.
And Russell's got to continue to be like near perfect.
But he's going to because he has to. He has to for them to win games. Their defense is so bad. It's awful.
And Russell is the best deep ball thrower in the game of football. He put that jam right there.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's like you run deep. You know Russell gonna throw it to you. Just put your hands out. It's gonna fall right there.
All right, let's stay on football, man. Let's switch it to college. We were just talking about Trevor Lawrence, and he's come in contact with the COVID monster. So he was out against that game against Boston College, which they did squeak out a win, and he will be out next week against
Notre Dame,
fighting Irish.
Good old Irish.
They gonna win next week?
Who?
Clemson.
No.
And it's in South Bend, by the way.
It's in South Bend, and we're gonna win this year.
I gotta see. I don't know. I gotta see what the weather like. What we say? 70s next week. I I gotta say, every time I watch Notre Dame, they are awful.
Then don't watch the game. Okay.
They are
don't turn it on.
Awful.
Don't turn it on.
They can move the football. They don't get into the end zone.
Don't turn it on.
Oh my God, they're awful, man.
Don't turn it on.
So is it really every time you got them in a parlay they messing up?
Awful.
So there you go.
Don't put them in a
parlay.
parlay.
Don't put it on.
Don't turn it on. We don't need your bad voodoo.
They are
Okay.
awful.
Keep your ass away.
I do think Notre Dame will win next week.
So I'm gonna say this. So right, I think Clemson, knowing Trevor's out next week, is gonna be able to better prepare for this game with a game underneath their belt. So I do think they won't look as bad as they looked last game, but I do think it's gonna be a closer game than it would be if Trevor was playing. If Trevor was playing, the game would not be close.
All right, y'all want to hit my true. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Notre Dame gonna lose.
Why?
I just don't trust Ian Book as a quarterback. I don't trust Ian Book as a quarterback. And Clemson has a good defense, and they still and
Hey, wide receivers don't get any separation. They
Notre Dame's wide receivers get a little bit of, but
Their
their quarterback
tight
is
ends.
just
Their tight ends are where their money
no.
is.
McKinley was getting some separation last week, but guess what?
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
Ian Book is not the answer. He's not the answer.
Hey, it's such a strong.
Yeah, I dislike him.
There you go.
I dislike Ian Book. And that right there is listen, I'm going to sound like Ray. Play calling and Ian Book, they don't go hand in hand, okay? They just don't. And Clemson's defense is good, right? And I think, they'll be all right. They'll be okay. But I don't trust Ian Book, and I don't trust the play calling by Tom Rees. I just don't. That chasing percentage, being the most accurate, my pet peeve with Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers is light years better than Ian Book, so this is not me comparing. But Ian Book tries to be Ian Book tries to be clean. He wants to play a clean game. He wants to have a lot of completions, right? He doesn't like to take shots downfield. He doesn't like to loosen up the defense, make them think, guess. Doesn't like to do that. So he becomes very predictable. And I think the play calling for Notre Dame, because Ian Book is the quarterback, it becomes very predictable. Dabo gonna feast on that, brother. He gonna feast on it. So if Notre Dame ain't taking a couple shots down the field, guess what? It might get ugly early. Now my heart says that I want Notre Dame to win. But my head says they're gonna lose.
So you got
At Clemson.
Clemson.
I'm not going against Dabo. What do I continue to tell y'all?
You
Never go against Dabo.
You see what Clemson did to Notre Dame in the playoffs. Now, granted, Julian Love went down, which was the best corner, and then John Ross got off, or whoever that receiver was, he was getting off, right? I give you that, but they was feasting on it. Ian wasn't throwing the ball.
I'm gonna say this. I'm on my Charles Barkley shit today.
You guarantee?
I guarantee it. No Trevor Lawrence, no victory in South Bend.
Oh shit, we done Notre Dame.
If the weather is good,
No, this
it's over. It's over with. The two games I saw Notre Dame play, one was a win game. The win. It was versus Louisville. It was a windy day.
Oh yeah, that was
Ian Book was
terrible.
awful. Terrible. Awful.
Just fucking flat.
And then I saw him play in the rain versus Duke early in the year.
Yeah, and guess what he was?
Awful.
Say it again.
Awful.
Just flat out.
Awful. So I mean, it
Well,
depends
let me give you the weather.
It depends on how it's gonna look out
South
there.
Bend,
What?
sunny skies, 70 degrees.
73s. So I think they'll have a better chance. If this becomes because their running game isn't all that good either.
Who's?
Notre Dame.
Oh, yes it is.
No.
Yes it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
That's about the best thing they got going.
No.
That's about the best thing they got going.
No.
So you're saying they don't have a good run game?
Fine, that's the best thing they got going.
They ain't got a good run.
Shit. Define good.
They are. Hold on. I'm gonna let you know. You know I'm gonna let the game. They are averaging. Oh no, they actually are doing pretty good. Yeah.
That's the best thing they got going.
Yeah, they actually are doing pretty good. But in the couple games that I watched, I wasn't impressed by the run game.
I'm not mad at it.
And then the pass game wasn't able to get them over the top. So
Ian Book stinks.
running game probably good versus bad teams.
I wish Ian would have graduated.
The running
he did
game,
graduate.
the running game probably working on like the Georgia Techs of the world, the Pittsburghs who didn't have their quarterback that game, the booty Florida States of the world. Florida State's booty, yes they are. USF is awful.
I guarantee it.
You gonna put some money on it?
No, did Barkley?
Probably, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this though.
I'm
glad. I'm.
Clemson is favored by 6.5 points this game.
Duh.
You better take the points. You are never, ever going to see Clemson being favored by 6.5 points in your life. And you can I guarantee they see this. I guarantee you they're going to see this and be like, whoa, 6.5 points? When the last time have we been favored by 6.5 points in a conference game?
Did their quarterback impress you? They back up?
Second half, yes, but that's what's supposed to happen, right? He's a
true freshman.
He's a redshirt freshman.
Okay.
Redshirt freshman, first start of his career. Like, you're gonna have some jitters the first half, right? But his second half, he turned it around, he made some adjustments. He did what he's supposed to do. Defense made some stops. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Like the first half Clemson, that you saw on Saturday, like, throw that out the window. Like, probably never gonna see that ever again. The Clemson that you saw in the second half is gonna be the Clemson that you see next week.
Okay.
But I will say this: if Ian would have left, Phil Jakovic would have been our quarterback at Notre Dame. And let me tell you what he did with the game on the line. Where he throw that ball 5?
Man, he threw that ball back to Boston. Man,
where he threw that ball?
He threw that ball back to Boston. They was playing in Clemson. He threw that ball back. That ball wasn't nowhere near the wide receiver. He had two deep balls that weren't even close to the receiver.
He threw the ball back to Boston.
Back to Boston.
Now look, at least he took the shot, but look.
Took the shot.
I mean, he threw it. Shit.
Good damn.
It wasn't accurate. He threw it. Ian wasn't gonna throw that. Ian would have got sacked.
Man, it was 20 yards. The receiver was at the 15. It was 5 yards deep in the end zone. I said, oh my God. Man, take a knee and get out of here, man. Let's get out of here.
Woo! And on that note,
Never bet against Dabo.
On that note, we're gonna switch gears to this versus battle between T.I. and Jeezy on November 19th.
Ain't gonna be much of a battle.
I am absolutely looking forward to this. Last week we discussed it off air. I was like 50-50, like this is gonna be.
Wasn't 50-50.
No, bro. Was I not? I was like,
nah,
I don't.
You was leaning pretty heavy, T.I.
You was not 50-50.
I was 50-50.
No,
You was leaning
No, you
real
wasn't.
heavy.
It wasn't leaning real because I kept saying it's gonna be close, and you was like, "No, he gonna smoke him." He's like, "Jeezy gonna
closer battle than you think."
I thought it was gonna be close.
Than I think.
And I just wanted to see it just because I thought it was gonna be close. But then as the week progressed, and I listened to T.I. and I listened to Jeezy.
But you was listening to the wrong T.I.
No, I was listening to all of the T.I.
He wasn't listening to all of
He
that.
got a couple of jokers in there that I. But
he was listening to Live Your Life.
No, that's the stuff I don't. She shouldn't play that. I don't listen to that.
That's what he was listening to.
He said he shouldn't play that.
Judge and Clifford.
Clifford gonna have to talk his way out this ass whooping. That's okay. Let me tell you that expeditiously.
What did I tell you?
Okay.
Be deep words.
Hey, listen.
You have to use some long.
Listen, man.
Right, use the big word.
All his vocabulary.
I don't know. Look. It's. He better not play none of them commercial songs. That's all I'm gonna say.
None of them.
Live Your Life.
Okay.
Dead and Gone with Justin Timberlake.
Play that.
My Love, when he was on Justin Timberlake track, he don't need to play. No.
My Love might be good.
Look.
What about Blurred Lines? He play that?
Look, no. Cause Jeezy come in, I ain't gonna play. Jeezy come in and play that real trap shit. Forget all of that, bro. It's over with.
You gonna be in the stove whipping it up?
What?
Cut
Pyrex
it
Vision.
Cut it out. You gonna have your baking soda ready,
Bro, he can't play that against Jeezy, bro. We've seen this happen.
But here's the bad part about it though. Like, like T.I. consider himself the king of trap. Like, he's the king of trap. Like he said, he started it. King of trap.
And listen, self-proclaimed titles, I like self-proclaimed nicknames.
He got
Right?
an album called Trap Music.
It don't work.
He's an urban legend. I'm just letting you know.
It don't work as in what?
Like, you can't give yourself a title. You can't give yourself a nickname. Somebody got to give that to you.
So if you give it to yourself, it loses validity, is what
Absolutely.
you're saying. So when Wayne called himself the best rapper alive in 05,
since the
best rapper retired, right? But he still said even when Jay came back, he was still saying he's the best rapper alive. So how I'm just trying to gauge you on that.
And he proved it, and everybody got to saying it, right?
But he gave himself that.
I don't think he gave himself that.
Bro, he had a song on Carter 2.
No, I know what he had. The song
He
called.
just
I
named
don't think
himself.
somebody listen. Birdman probably called.
What A will like to say?
No.
The goalpost.
No, I
It's shaky, baby.
I'm not. I don't think T.I. should have ever called himself the king. I've always hated that.
King of the South.
King of the South.
Yeah, what South?
All the South.
Shit. He must forgot Andre 3000 from the South.
Ooh.
So
Wayne from the South.
So who you got?
Who I got? Wayne?
Yeah. So we all
Clifford.
Clifford. All right.
Clifford. I don't listen to enough Jeezy, so I'm gonna just throw that out there. I don't listen to enough Jeezy.
That's your problem.
I don't listen to enough Jeezy. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like Jeezy, yeah, I told y'all earlier. I don't know the last day I woke up and was like, damn, let me listen to a Jeezy track. Like, let me cut on Young Jeezy. I can't.
Soon as that snow hit the ground, you know what I'm going on? That snow. I'm playing, and I ain't talking Frosty.
Listen. I don't know about that. King Van the Snowman.
Oh man,
Trevor died 1, 2, and 3.
That first day of snow hit. Hey,
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I can't say like Jeezy gonna win because I don't know enough of his music. I'll be like, yeah, he gonna win. 20 bangers. Jeezy got 20 bangers.
And he got mixtapes.
That 20 B-side bangers.
But that's what I'm saying. Like y'all would know that because y'all listen. I don't listen to him.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think it will be. Us as the viewers will get cheated if T.I. plays his commercial. Like
I agree. Those
the only commercial
Blurred Lines he could play.
Ooh, no,
I like Blurred.
And they got sued over that. And they won. They lost that. So I don't think he's gonna play that.
Yeah, I wonder can they even play it.
Yeah.
I don't even really hear it anymore.
Yeah, they got sued for
Like I
that.
used to. They might take that off the air.
Whatever you like. Can he play that?
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the only really
He
like.
definitely can play whatever you like.
Patron, no ice.
Come on.
Is that gonna hit the same though?
You can have it.
So I've seen T.I. live twice. I think I've seen him live twice.
We always at the one we seen him at the one in town.
Him and Wayne.
And you seen Jeezy before?
No, I like what I'm telling
I've seen
you.
Jeezy twice.
Jeezy, he's
a
not.
couple times.
I saw Wayne. Yeah, I saw Wayne at the Wayne concert, and then I seen him at Dre's twice.
Oh, so you done seen T.I. 3 times?
I seen him twice. We definitely saw him one time. I was with you when I saw him one time.
Clifford was there.
Yeah, Clifford definitely was there. What was the last 3 songs he did? He said, "Live your life, whatever you like," and I forget what the third song was.
What you know?
What
you know about that?
What you know about that? That
Yeah.
was the last 3 songs he played.
What you noticed?
So is those his biggest 3 songs, and those supposed to be his big jokers?
You're in trouble.
I don't know if those are his jokes. I told y'all he could play some shit. He could play some shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's got a chance as long as he don't play. But I absolutely think he's gonna play some of them commercials.
I hope he doesn't. Because if he does,
you and me both.
I told you what I was going to do if he does.
Turn it off.
No, I'm walking out of my own house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out. Okay.
Because he's gonna play.
Just turn it off, man. Just turn it off. Just turn it off, man.
I can't wait till he play that shit. He gonna play that.
If he lead off one of them.
And the best part about Jeezy can't even he don't even have them type of listening to Jeezy music, you don't even have to worry about that. Cause he don't even have that type of catalog is just real
real trap.
Yeah,
real trap.
You really don't have to.
Trap.
I don't even know how Jeezy would disappoint me in this battle.
I mean, he could play I Love It.
I like that song.
He could play Dreamin'.
But I don't like that song. I like that song. But
He could play Dreamin'. He could.
Yeah.
What's Dreamin'?
Song Keisha Cole. He could play Leave You Alone with Neo.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Who?
Leave You Alone.
It was a song with Neo.
Neo.
Yeah. Y'all will have to play that for me.
I love it. Ooh.
TN 103.
And the only reason I Love It is because I always think about Wayne's version of it.
Jeezy version was hard though. He can't play Go Getter.
I didn't like that song. Oh, well, of course he can't play Go Getter. We already saw it.
What?
We already saw what happened to the one person. T-Pain went down on there and tried to play I'm a Flirt. And
T.I.'s on that song.
They gave him hell.
I'm a Flirt is a banger.
They
T.I.'s on
gave T-Pain.
Why he can't? Oh, because
R. Kelly.
Yeah, you go.
They gave T-Pain hell for playing I'm a Flirt.
That song's a banger.
Hell.
When I pull up to the club.
They lost 5,000 viewers when he played it.
Damn, 28s.
They lost 5 to 10,000 viewers when he played it. People just logged off.
Damn, 28s.
Yeah, I feel like.
Did they come back or not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, shit, it don't matter then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play that. If I'm T.I., I'm gonna play
You gonna lose.
He ain't had the best verse on that neither.
He definitely didn't. You can't listen. You taking what I said wrong. You can't play a song that's yours and get out rapped on.
Hell, I don't know if he had the second best verse.
Shit, Bow Wow was on that too.
Yeah, he wasn't on the remix.
Bow Wow was on Flirt. He wasn't on the remix.
No, the remix is he got paid off of it. Remix was R. Kelly, T.I., and T-Pain. Because R. Kelly put it on his album.
So it's like a remix with Bow Wow.
Bow Wow
does have a version.
He had the original. It's original. It was on Bow Wow's album. They remixed it. He still got paid off of it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shad.
Happens. But yeah, November 19th. We got 18 days.
18.
Yep.
Less than 3 weeks. Okay. I think this is gonna be the best one.
You say that about everyone though.
You definitely said it about every verse.
You said that about everyone except for the Tiny Little Baby.
Nah, I haven't said that about everyone.
You did.
Which one?
You said that about
come on, I'm listening.
Snoop and DMX.
No, I didn't.
That actually was a real good one.
That was a good one, but I never said that was gonna be the best one. That's Percy, bro. Percy say everyone gonna be the best
Percy keeps saying that.
Percy keeps saying. I don't say everyone's gonna be the best.
I feel like you said Change.
I feel like Change and Ross was one. Yeah, that ain't everyone.
That wasn't the best
we
one.
We still think. What about Kiss and Fab? What did you say?
I
about
definitely didn't say that was gonna be the best one. I really haven't listened to Fab like that since. I'm still mad about that.
It was.
What about when they was first coming out?
Top 2 or top 3.
What about when they first come out?
The R&B ones was real good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the producer ones though. What was you saying about them? Now I wasn't paying attention to them, except for that Babyface and Teddy Riley.
That was the best one. That might have been the best one.
That was
got
everything.
It wasn't the best competitive one though. I feel like the best competitive.
Washed.
Yeah, he did. The best competitive ones was Brandy and Monica. That was probably the best competitive. That was very competitive.
I couldn't watch that
because it was so many people.
Like
some people had Brandy, some people had Monica. You had to put the song down on paper.
I couldn't watch that.
Oh, it was real good.
I couldn't watch it.
That's right. They got bangers.
Brandy, they got bangers, but Brandy was crying for Monica to be her friend.
It was just them damn poems.
She was crying
for them damn poems.
She was crying for Monica to be her friend.
What was the best one? The Neo one was good.
Who?
The Neo one?
And Jonte Austin. That was really good.
That was really good.
The funniest one was Sean Garrett in the Dream.
Yeah, it was too long though. I'm glad they had it. I'm glad they got that one out the way because that's the one that created the rules for it. It became a lot more structured because that one was 2.5 hours long.
Who do we have? We had Nelly versus who?
Ludacris.
And that was bad.
Nelly
Nelly got washed.
What about Lil Jon and T-Pain? That was
really good.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was like a party.
Lil Jon. And Lil Jon didn't even play some songs. That's amazing.
He didn't play B.I.B.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah. Luda didn't play it either. Luda didn't play it either. He knew he didn't need it. And then when they went off, he put it on. Ooh. He just to show y'all, like,
that made me want to get some tens.
They had 112 Jagged Edge.
Yeah,
that was trash.
What?
112 one.
112 Jagged Edge.
112
Jagged Edge ain't even got 5 hits.
Don't do Jagged Edge like that. Jagged Edge definitely got 5 hits.
Okay, 7.
They got more than 7.
You being disrespectful.
Yeah, you being real disrespectful right now.
Call me what you want.
But I think this one, I'll say this one would probably be my favorite.
This your favorite? Your favorite?
T.I.
What's one that you want to see? Like, it don't even have to be old. It could be like new artists. It could be old artists. What's one that you want to see really? Besides the obvious ones.
Yeah, I would say. I want to see Big Sean in one. I'm just trying to think who he would go against.
Big Sean and Wale?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I think their catalog is too similar.
They went on their first tours together.
I think their catalog is like both of their catalogs is too similar.
I think that's kind of the point, though. Like,
yeah, but I don't.
They not on a lot of songs. They not on a lot of songs together.
They got probably like a few, but not many though.
It would be good, but I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know. I like that.
I do want to see Big Sean in one.
I want to see Sean in one too. I want to see Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know against who though.
I don't know. Yeah, outside of Wale, that was a good one though. Wale.
I give you some credit.
I don't even
I
know.
thought about that one actually.
I thought you didn't say that. Let's do it.
Damn, I don't know, man.
One that I would.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
I want to see Big Crit in one. I want to see Crit in one. His look.
Crit versus Cole. Crit versus Kendrick. What about that? No. No.
I like Crit. No.
You think Kendrick will watch Crit?
Yes.
Like just easy? No. I don't think. I know.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm a Crit fan.
I would want Crit to go against, cause
I think he had to go against somebody from the South, right? Like,
damn. I like to see Crit and Sean. That'd be dope.
Crit and Big Sean.
Crit and Big Sean.
I don't know.
Only reason.
That one.
But see, Crit produces shit too. Like I can see where you went with the Cole.
The Cole one because
they both produce.
They produce their music.
And
they're around the same time.
That would be dope.
They probably got.
I would enjoy that.
They probably got the same length of
That would
catalog.
be an enjoyment. I don't think it would be competitive though.
I would enjoy that.
You think Cole would just win?
Yeah, I think Cole would just win. I think Cole would win.
Just flat out. Like.
Yeah.
But it's because I would judge that.
Is y'all bias kicking in? Because y'all love
No,
Cole.
I like Crit. I don't say I love Crit, but I am a Crit fan.
No, I'm not saying.
Wake up in the morning and be like, I'm for listening to Crit all day.
I give you that.
I do that.
But we know y'all love Cole.
They both some of my
Cole
personal
World.
favorites.
Cole World.
So, but I would like to see Crit do this. Like, what about y'all?
I would like to see. DJ Khaled versus Dr. Dre.
You had me, then you lost me. Because I thought he was going to say somebody else.
I feel like it's gotta go. I feel like it's gotta be people like in the same time.
I feel like
frame.
it's got to be drama.
Like
I
people
feel like
in the same time
I feel like
Okay,
Khaled
I
and
like
DJ
that.
Give me
drama.
some time frame.
Khaled and Drama would be nice.
Cali and Drama,
Yeah.
that would be nice. Can Drama use his mixtape though? If
He
Drama
has
has
to.
mixtape,
Because
has to.
some of he's got albums
it's
too
not
though.
fair then. It's not fair.
Yes, it is.
He's got some of the best mixtapes ever. Like,
But Khaled got
Khaled
some
got
bangers.
he do
And
got
Khaled
some
was on some
bangers.
tapes too though. He was hosting
Khaled
tapes
got
as well.
some bangers.
I don't think that would be fair.
You don't think it would be fair? Oh, what about this one?
Get
What?
Wayne.
Okay.
Get Wayne.
Get
Get
Wayne.
Wayne with mixtapes.
But Drama got Wayne.
That's what I'm trying to say. No, I'm saying
Khaled got Wayne and Drama got Wayne.
But
They
that's
both got Wayne.
But
At his
Drama,
peak.
But Drama got
Well,
something
no.
like the best like Wayne mixtapes.
Yeah, but Khaled got some nasty Wayne verses.
He do, but nah. Y'all lost him down.
Okay, all right. What about this? What about this?
Especially mixtapes. Involved.
What about this? Dr. Dre versus Jermaine Dupri.
You know I'm who would go Dr. Dre.
I'm just saying. I think. Or what about Diddy versus Dre?
I would like that. I like that. I like that. Now you going somewhere. Now you going somewhere.
I gotta kick you out.
Now you going somewhere.
Earlier you was finna get kicked out. Now
you going somewhere, young man.
The river flowing and you flowing with it. Now we getting somewhere.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. That could be legendary.
That's nice.
That would be.
That's a good one.
East Coast, West Coast. You know.
Look at you. Okay.
Biggie, Pop. You got Snoop. You got Mace.
I like that. I like that.
Corrupt. Dog Pound. Eminem. NWA. 50 Cent. The Game.
You use the Kendrick stuff though.
Kendrick.
What about? Okay.
I mean, but Diddy got what? He got Pac. He got Kim. I mean, not Pac. He got Biggie. He got Kim. He got Mace. Craig Mack. He got the Locks. He got Mary J. He got one of them. Jodeci. He got one of them girl groups. I can't think of which one.
He had the Danity Kane. You had the Day.
No, I'm talking about like he had Total.
Yeah,
Total.
Oh yeah.
112.
112.
Yeah.
Well, you got
He had Young Jock.
He got Loon. He got
8-Ball.
I forgot about them. He got Boys in the Hood. He got the Breathe, Stretch, Shake, Let It Go.
I feel like
who's the Harlem Shake dude? G-Dep.
I feel like that type of matchup, we would do ourselves a disservice to just they would do themselves a disservice just to do 20 something.
No, I'm saying, but
no, what I'm saying, he got their catalogs are so.
They need so much more.
They so much more because it's
you gotta
so many.
for them two, you gotta give them at least 50 something.
50? I can't do 50.
I would say I was gonna say like
30.
Yeah.
I can't say
they catalog so long.
Right. Because we ain't gonna be sitting.
That makes it good though, because when your catalog so long, you gotta literally think about.
That's what make the verses the verses.
But think about with 50, they still gonna leave out songs. Cause you got to think with Dre, you got all. It's not just 50 Cent. You got all of G-Unit, bro. Mm-hmm. All of that. Eminem.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Birdman. No. Birdman get one?
No. He ain't no producer.
But he had Wayne. You talking about just people over just like organizations like Diddy. I mean, because Diddy not a producer. Really. I mean, he produced some of the early songs, but not any of those later songs. It was more on the business side of things.
So I'll say this, right? As far as like Wayne, because I see where you going, right?
And had Drake.
Like Wayne.
Had Nicki.
Drake.
Cash Money.
Nicki. Jay.
Juvie.
Like, but think about this. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Wayne, Drake, Nicki, Jay, Busta, like, the RZA, right? Like, certain people, like, RZA might be a good one, too. Him versus somebody. But, like, certain artists, their catalog is too damn long for them to battle with somebody. Like, cause
Chris Brown is another one.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Their catalog is too. They can hit you in so many different angles, bro. You can't, and you like Wayne could just go straight mixtape on, right? Jay could go straight like, Jay can give you like a 3-year span and just like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I got
features on.
Yeah, like Nicki could go like features only. Drake could go features only. Like, Chris Brown could go features only. Like, Busta. And that's what, when Busta was talking his shit, he was really saying, like, bro, he been in the game too long. He got too many songs with too many people that we don't even remember.
I agree.
Like, certain people, you just gotta leave alone. Like,
people don't even know Busta was even on a rap group.
Yeah.
Early on in his career. Like,
you know what I would like to see? I just want to see old Cash Money. If Birdman and Master P can just play like old Cash Money versus old No Limit, like, and just keep it at that for that era, for that time frame.
That'd be nice.
I would like that. Not the when he signed, Nicki and you know Drake. No, just keep it
Cash
money
versus no limit.
So
when do you cut off no limit? Like when do you cut off no limit?
I feel like
when you cut off, like, do you cut off no limit at the time of the first True album, right? When they started to call themselves the new no limit.
Yeah, you cut that shit off.
Okay.
Cut that shit off. I don't hear no Lil Romeo.
Okay.
I don't even want to say mine.
What?
The Dr. Dre one and the Puff one was.
That was good.
What's yours? Come on, what's yours?
Nah, mine was a little more new school.
Go ahead.
Mine was more Ty Dolla Signs and Jeremiah.
Mm.
I love to see that one.
Oh, okay.
I got a house together.
Yeah, but then they can't do that. Obviously, you can't do the my Ty. Just do their own stuff. I think that would be good.
Okay.
What's a so I'm gonna spin it this way. What's a female rap you would like to hear?
I mean, besides the obvious, when you got Kim and Foxy, I mean, I think that would probably be the one off the top of my head that'd be the easiest one to say. I don't know who else got enough catalog
I like
to
to
do
see
it with somebody.
Rhapsody go against somebody. Just off, not even off no like. I mean, cause like, yeah.
Like who could she go against though?
I
Have
got
go against somewhere now.
I got one for you. Who Rhapsody now?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
What if I think it'll be dope if her and like MC Light did.
So I was on. So mine
Old school.
was Queen Latifah versus MC Light.
I would be okay with that. Be okay with that.
I would love to hear
Old school
that.
versus old school.
I would love
okay
to
with
hear
that.
That's dope. What about Outkast?
No,
Nobody can go as Outkast.
Nobody.
They're too versatile.
Bro,
They got their old school stuff, and
You
then
got Goody Mob,
then they hit you up with
Dungeon Family.
then they hit you up with
Can't
all the new
Nobody.
school stuff that they did, the double album, Speaker Box, Love Below. Like
Then you
they
forget
too
Big
versatile.
Boy got tracks by. I mean, he got albums by himself. Do he get to play that?
Andre 3000 got features
Yeah.
on other songs. I mean,
No.
yeah, they just can't do it. Like,
There's nobody.
and nobody will be able to win.
I'm trying to think.
I saw on Facebook somebody said Outkast versus Wu-Tang.
No. That would be good, but no, I take that back. Let me take my note back. Whoop. That might be a good one.
Yeah, I
That
saw
would
one.
be a good
I
one.
saw that one.
That would be a good one.
But then you got Outkast with more newer stuff, and Wu-Tang would be more like.
No, they got some new stuff.
I mean, but
I don't think people listen to it.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like they
Now, let me-
hard hitting, like no songs was in the '90s, and then you had Outkast still having
Yeah.
big, singles in the 2000s.
What? Oh, nah.
Nobody can battle Outkast.
A good
And
old,
win.
a good old Ratchet versus
Oh my God.
Gucci versus Lil Boosie.
It really should be Gucci versus Jeezy.
It should be.
It really should, but we all know that's never gonna
They
happen.
can't be in the same
Yeah,
room.
they can't. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not.
I'm like A Will when he say he don't listen to Jeezy.
You don't listen to Gucci?
Dude, Gucci albums are awful.
Gucci albums are awful. His mixtapes carry him.
He's had maybe like
Y'all didn't like
he's
that?
maybe had like one album that I actually was like.
Y'all didn't
man,
like that East St. Atlanta?
I liked a couple songs like, but it
Dang,
ain't.
I'm gonna get in there and play the song. I can't think
You
of
talking
it right
about the
now.
new? You talking about the
Christmas
album we
joint?
just had?
The one with the song with Travis Scott on that?
They had the song with Drake, and he had the song with Drake too.
Yeah.
That album was okay. His album sucked. Like,
Yeah,
it's
they
not
do.
that good.
And I don't even. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Even
man.
the first album,
I'm gonna be honest
he
with
had
you.
all the pubs, and people was like waiting on it.
That album was cold though.
That album.
You
was
talking about with Lemonade
not
and all that?
cold.
That wasn't his first-
it had Lemonade. on it. Yeah, it had
I feel like if he
Yeah,
battled,
like
I feel like if he
four
battled,
songs.
I feel like if he battled Jeezy.
Yeah, well, he had some bangers on that.
He had like 4 bangers.
You know my favorite
That
Gucci
was the
song?
one with Spotlight on it.
You know my favorite Gucci song?
So icy.
No. Hell no.
Gucci bandana.
No. The one when he got out of jail and he,
Oh, he had the freestyle.
No, the intro would be
First day out.
I think that's what it's called.
Let's go first day
I
out.
don't even think that.
Because JT did a remake too when she got out.
Man, I don't even think I'd be that close. I don't know.
Gucci.
Gucci got club bangers.
He do, bro.
He do.
His mixtape carry his legend though.
Oh, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
like his album
Absolutely.
stuff. They're all.
He got a song with Kevin Gates. It's pretty decent.
Don't listen to Kevin.
Not a Kevin Gates guy.
Don't listen to Kevin Gates.
Not Kevin Gates guy.
Y'all gonna make me play Gucci in the college, I get it.
Man, we're gonna do that. And so, we can go ahead and do that. Won't be getting that in here.
Dang, I can't get no Gucci in here?
Nah, you can.
Shit, but Boosie's I ain't even gonna go there with Boosie.
What?
I ain't even gonna
Say
go there with Boosie right now.
I feel like that'll be, man, Gucci and Gucci.
Gucci?
That'll be a good
The
one.
way you just feel about Gucci is the way I feel about Boosie. I'm not listening to that shit. That shit.
I don't listen to either.
No, this one right here, the State versus Roger Davis. The classical intro. That's my shit right there.
We found the instrumental.
Yeah.
Send that. Send that to me. The instrumental. Send that to me. We gonna keep it. We gonna keep it moving. So we gonna be coming to y'all next week. We gonna have a duo bracket, an NBA duo bracket that we gonna break down, Goodfellas style, with a lot of your favorite legendary NBA duos: Kobe, Shaq, Mike, Scotty. Who else was on there? LeBron, D-Wade,
LeBron, Kyrie,
Yeah.
Steph, Clay.
Steph Durant.
Stockton, Malone. We're going to break all of that down, give y'all that, like I said, Goodfellas style. And then also, we are going to start next week giving y'all fantasy picks for you fantasy football players out there. We're going to let you know, who you need to go with, who we would go with, and we're going to give y'all that too. So, help y'all win y'all fantasy league.
Word to Byron, B class, for the alley-oop for that. That was his idea.
Yeah.
He shot it to me. He said, with football being here and fantasy, everybody is big on fantasy, and with us like betting, that would be something that hook viewers in. So shout out to Byron for that, the alley-oop, brother. Thank you.
And if y'all haven't seen, you've been watching us so far on this show, you absolutely see, if you got eyes, that we have some nice baseball jerseys, okay? Goodfellas style, you know what I'm saying? So, 5, go ahead, stand up, turn around real quick.
What?
No, I'm saying, brother, everybody, I'm saying to see it's personalized on the back. We got the 5 for Cinco on the back.
We'll post pictures. We'll post pictures.
I'm not standing up.
You gonna stand up,
Man, ain't no models, man.
I'll stand
look
up.
like, show us. Damn, you so thirsty. You already wore yours.
Who wore it?
You.
I don't have no pictures of me wearing it.
Goddamn.
Ugh.
Oh, you irritating.
You got, what's that, Diamondbacks?
Diamondbacks.
White Sox, Dodgers. I like the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
They beat the Yankees in the World Series, didn't
Now
they?
you did.
All right, cool. So, on that note,
It's a method behind my
on
jersey.
that note, it's a method.
Yeah, it's a reason I got it.
I believe it.
I'll tell y'all off air.
It's still a fact though that
They did. Shut up.
follow us on Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast. Spelled with a 3 instead of an E. YouTube, this video will be up. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube page, Goodfellas Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Goodfellas87. Like us on Facebook. Check us out on SoundCloud, and we are also on Apple Podcasts. Where what can they do?
Subscribe, rate, and review.
All right, cool. So, with that being said, anybody got any shout-outs?
No, man, I really don't. I mean, of course, I can always, you know what I do? Yesterday was my daughter's first Halloween. My wife had a nice little outfit for her, to welcome into it. We didn't do no trick-or-treating, obviously, with all what's going on, but it's good to see her dressed up. And shout out to everybody, man. I saw some real creative costumes yesterday, too, so shout out to everybody that dressed up and had a creative mind. I would probably say Sweetie.
Sweetie, yeah, she snapped.
She snapped.
What was up?
She was the blue girl from X-Men.
Oh, Mystique.
She was Mystique. She had a good one. Man, shout out to Bria Major, man. I don't know if y'all seen that, man, but she did. She basically did like 8 Beyonce videos and created them into one big video. She did all the costumes, all the choreography.
That's dope.
That was wild. It was wild and it was dope. So,
Who did it?
It was a girl called Tabria Major. Check out on Instagram.
Okay.
She got the whole video up there, but it was super dope. So shout out to everybody,
Yeah,
man.
it was some.
Celebrate Halloween.
I saw somebody recreate some of the scenes from the 5 Heartbeats, and I thought that shit was hilarious. From the outfits to man, that shit was hilarious.
Creative, man.
Couldn't tell you the page it was on, but
You saw it.
I saw it. Hey, Will, you got some shout outs?
I do, man. Shout out to Ref that ejected me.
That AAU game for
calling 2 terrible calls. Shout out to you, brother. You are the real MVP. You are the real MVP.
By the way, man, them calls was shit.
Terrible,
calls was
bro.
awful.
Terrible.
The charge, I saw the video. The
That
charge
charge
call
call
was bad. It was.
That was
The
awful.
5-second call was even worse.
Was it 5 seconds or a foul?
He called a foul. It should have been 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He called a foul. Both calls were
Do they
terrible.
have 5 seconds anymore?
Yes. You seen his hand moving. It was moving. I sent you the video. He stopped his hand moving to blow the whistle, did like this, and called a foul.
I didn't know they had 5 seconds.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
All I'm gonna say is they called a charge, and A. Will was at the free throw line next to the ref
You got
Like
big
he was
on-
shooting
within
the free
3
throws.
seconds
Like he was shooting the free
after
throws.
that foul was called.
I'm surprised he didn't eject you for that.
He wanted to.
That was the one I thought you was gonna get the boots. I thought you was gonna be gone after that.
He was out the coaches and the players' box.
Man, yeah, man. Now I do have a shout out. Shout out A. Will for getting ejected. It's about damn time. I've been waiting on that, man. I have been waiting on that. And when he sent that message and said I got ejected, I was elated because I love the passion. Okay.
You literally been asking him every week.
Getting ejected.
You literally ask him every week.
And when he told me it was video,
Oh,
that was a bright spot in 2020.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Shout out the Bears right now, man. They winning 10-3.
Shout out. I'm gonna shout out my boy Oscar, man. Oscar Castillo. He doing some good work out here. Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Oscar. Much love. Oscar, we gonna keep working. You know what I'm saying? And then I am going to shout out the governor of Illinois for making probably the dumbest decision I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just want to know who's making the decision to have football, basketball, track, and baseball all held in the same season of spring. I feel sorry for any multi-sport athlete.
Jesus Christ.
Any multi-sport athlete, I feel sorry for.
That's tough.
I feel
That's
sorry
tough. Yeah, that's tough.
They'll definitely have to make some tough decisions.
That's tough.
And I feel sorry for any senior that has to choose between playing regular season basketball in the state of Illinois or playing AAU basketball. I feel sorry for you. Especially this being your last year. If you don't have an offer, if you haven't committed, I feel sorry for you.
Well, Governor, you've made it to the Goodfellas Podcast. Not for the right reasons, but nonetheless, this is where we are. That is tough, though.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
We'll talk about that on another time. But I actually was talking about this on Twitter the other day. But we'll talk about it.
No, I agree with everything you said. But I still think that you don't put kids in a situation like that. Like you have kids. There have been 2 kids that are top kids in the state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, that have left to go, one to Florida and one to Carolina, to go play prep basketball because of the decision that he made. One made it early, one just made it last week. You got other kids right now deciding, debating, considering leaving the state.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, that's tough. Shout out my sister and my bro-in-law for having my nephew dressed up as a pirate. He was the dopest pirate you will ever see. I'll show y'all the picture. And then I also saw a dope-ass quote. So I wanted to shout out, who was this quote by, man? It was a former president. Teddy Roosevelt. And I thought about, with all the comparisons, how everybody likes to compare, like, when LeBron won his ring, they want to compare him to Mike. There's a quote: "Comparison is the thief of joy." I think that's a dope ass quote. Yeah. Take away from somebody's moment by instantly when they do something great, let's compare them to somebody that's not played 20 years. Yeah. I thought that was a super dope quote. Other than that, though. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I got one more.
Go ahead.
Shout out my daughter, Spider Girl.
I saw.
She was Spider Girl yesterday. She loved her costume.
She hit you with that yet?
Oh, what?
Throw some weight.
You didn't see the video?
I saw the video, yeah.
Oh, okay,
It was right in your eye.
Shoot. Look, that's her thing. Spider Girl. So I'm gonna shout out Spider Girl.
Okay, that's dope. Five, you got anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, well, on that note, we'll be back at y'all next week. If y'all got any suggestions, any topics y'all want us to discuss on the show, hit us up on our social media, and we will be glad to bring it on the show. Until then, we'll holler at y'all next week. Love, live life.